Hello, friendos and bendos. It's me, Z, and this is the greatest PowerPoint presentation, the only PowerPoint presentation that you'll ever need to witness. This is the history of every DC reboot. Alright, let's just get into it. Now, DC starts with the Golden Age and the first appearance of Superman, Clark Kent, in Action Comics #1. Along with him is Bruce Wayne the Batman, Wonder Woman, Diana of Themyscira, Jay Garrick the Flash, Alan Scott the Green Lantern. All these guys and more were part of the Justice Society of America, alright? They were really cool, really awesome, but superhero comics, they got boring. Everyone was like, we don't really care about superheroes anymore, we're gonna move on. So you know what DC did? They decided to reboot, alright? And the herald of this reboot in the Silver Age of comics was none other than Barry Allen, the Flash. Okay, he was the new Flash, and it was actually shown that Jay Garrick's Flash was actually a fictional character in Barry Allen's world. And along with him came Hal Jordan, the second Green Lantern, though in this universe he was the first ever Green Lantern. And they, along with the others, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman of the Silver Age, formed the Justice League of America. Okay, these guys were the big superheroes of the modern day, of these seasonal reboots, and, everything was cool, alright, DC had an old continuity, but then they had a new continuity, sure, but then something happened. The Flash of Two Worlds. Okay, so this isn't the first ever multiverse story that DC ever did. They've done a few before this. There was this Wonder Woman one where, she met other versions of herself from other universes. But the reason this one is significant was that this was the one that confirmed that the DC universe that we were reading right now was Earth 1. And the old universe still existed and was called Earth 2. Okay, and these guys would cross over a bunch. This would start the Crisis events. Alright, there was Crisis on Earth 1, Crisis on Earth 2, and Crisis on Earth 3. Crisis on Earth 1 and Crisis on Earth 2 featured the Justice League and the Justice Society teaming up to fight villains, and then Crisis on Earth 3 was about the Justice League and Justice Society teaming up to fight the Crime Syndicate, which were the evil versions of the Justice League who inhabited Earth 3, where morality was flipped. And these were the first ever crises, and that's just how it was. DC had two main universes, but there were others around, like Earth 3 and Elseworld stories, and that was how it was. But then, DC, it's a corporation, so guess what? They started to buy companies, alright? They bought the rights to Fawcett Comics and their Captain Marvel characters, Quality Comics and their characters, and also, Charlton Comics and their characters, and they started publishing them as well in their own separate universes, okay? So, Captain Marvel and the Shazam family were all part of Earth S. It was designated. And then Charlton Comics characters like Blue Beetle, Peacemaker, Captain Atom, The Question, they were all on Earth 4. And then the Quality Comics characters like the Freedom Fighters were on Earth X, except for Plastic Man. He got to go to Earth 1 because he was cool and he's Plastic Man. And there's no reason to, be bothered with that, alright? If you hate Plastic Man, you hate me. And you hate society and you hate fun. Anyway, I imagine something then happened that went like this. Hey DC Comics, we're your great fans, alright, and we love your work. Wow, thanks guys, you're so awesome. What do you love about our work so much? Well, actually, we love the fact that, you can juggle so many different universes with different characters. We really enjoy that. It's so awesome. Like, we thought you would struggle, but, you're doing really cool. What was that? Oh, you want us to reboot the entire continuity of each of these and actually fuse them together into one universe? No, that's not what we said at all. Where did you get that idea? Don't worry, guys. I got the perfect thing. And boom. The Crisis on Infinite Earths. So the plot of Crisis on Infinite Earths was pretty simple, alright? There's the big guy, this big evil guy, the Anti-Monitor. He was like, alright, what if I just destroy everything because I'm really evil? So the Infinite Multiverse was destroyed, leaving only 5 universes, which were Earth 1 with the Justice League, Earth 2 with the Justice Society, Earth 4 with the Charlton Comics characters, Earth S with the Quality Comics characters, and Earth X with the Captain Marvel characters. No, wait. Earth X with the Quality Comics characters, Earth S with the Shazam characters. Fuck me, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna kill myself. Anyway, now that we have these 5 universes, guess what? At the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths, then they all fused into one new world. And this was the post-Crisis Earth. That's what we're gonna call it, the post-Crisis Earth. Now you might think to yourself, okay, DC rebooted. They probably had great plans. They did everything perfectly. Wrong. In reality, the post-crisis Earth was kind of fucked up, and they did a lot of dumb stuff. Some characters they didn't even reboot. Obviously, most characters didn't even reboot, but some they did reboot, and they rebooted them hard. And they had a bunch of different rules that didn't make any sense. And the big ones that they applied to are Superman and Wonder Woman. Let's talk about them because oh my god, post-crisis Superman and post-crisis Wonder Woman have some weird ass lore. So, all right, Power Girl. So, Power Girl was originally the version of Supergirl from Earth 2. Okay, so Supergirl Earth 1, Power Girl Earth 2. And with the Crisis of Infinite Earths, fusing the different universes, lots of characters, they overrode each other. So, for instance, there was a Dick Grayson on Earth 2 and a Dick Grayson on Earth 1, and the Dick Grayson on Earth 1 was going to be the main Dick Grayson that we'd follow on the post-crisis Earth. Same thing with Superman, same thing with, all the other characters that were on both universes. Most of the time, the Earth 1 versions overtook the Earth 2 versions, but in this case, Power Girl was made the main Supergirl of the post-crisis Earth. But now there was, no Earth 2. Preston on Infinite Earths made it so that the multiverse essentially never existed in the first place. So now Power Girl was basically the Supergirl of Earth post-crisis, right? Wrong. Because they had this rule, and DC had this rule for some reason, that Superman would be the only ever Kryptonian. He'll be the last surviving Kryptonian, alright? You know what that means? No more Supergirl, no more Super Dog, no more Super Cat, no more Super Monkey, alright? They're all gone. It's all done. Superman is the only Kryptonian, alright? So guess what they did? They said that Power Girl was now an Atlantean. Why? No idea. And you know what makes this even worse? They brought Supergirl back. But don't worry, she's not a survivor from Krypton. No. That would not make any sense at all. Alright, Superman's the last survivor of Krypton. You know what happened with Supergirl? She's actually an alternate reality. No, not even an alternate reality. No. Because alternate realities don't exist because they erase the multiverse. No. She was a homunculus from an artificial pocket dimension, okay? Now, you might think to yourself, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And you'd be correct. That is the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your entire life. And so DC eventually decided, you know what, that's fucking stupid. So they brought Supergirl back, as regular. She's another survivor from Krypton. And, that's how it was. And it was very cool. And we're all very glad. But if that's confusing to you, don't even get me started on Wonder Woman, okay? Wonder Woman, post-crisis, what they decided to do instead of, having one of the Wonder Woman overtake the other like they did with a lot of other characters, they deleted them both. They killed them off both, and Wonder Woman was completely rebooted. Her entire continuity was restructured from the ground up with similarities to both of them, but still a new continuity nonetheless. And her history was also changed drastically, like so drastically. She was no longer a founding member of the Justice League. Not only was she no longer a founding member of the Justice League, she didn't even appear on Man's World until long after tons of other superheroes had already existed. Like, even the Teen Titans existed before Wonder Woman was a superhero. In fact, Wonder Woman was 20 years old. She was the same age as Wally West. She actually became a superhero after Wally West took up the mantle of the Flash, or she became Wonder Woman around that time. It was really it was so weird. It was so weird. And don't even get me started on Donna Troy, alright? Because guess what? Wonder Woman, her history was set back, alright? But guess what? Donna Troy, she stayed the same for some reason. Wonder Girl stayed the exact same when they completely rebuilt Wonder Woman from the ground up. In fact, Wonder Girl was a superhero before Wonder Woman. And this made no sense with Donna's origin, because she was an orphan adopted by Diana and brought to Paradise Island. So they made her an entirely new origin where she was she was actually adopted by the Titans of Myth, okay? And it was so confusing for no reason. And then after that, they decided we actually do want Wonder Girl to be connected to Wonder Woman because that would make so much sense. So then they decided, you know what? She was actually Diana's magical twin sister that was kidnapped by an evil vampire magic lady and given false memories and forced to live 1,000 different lives. This was not better. It wasn't worse, but it wasn't better. And it was just it baffles my mind, okay? It baffles my mind. And you know what else baffles my mind? Guess what? They then decided to do a time travel story. And it was so convoluted. It completely messed up the history of Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl even more. And wait a minute. Is that it's written by John Byrne. Hold on. Isn't John Byrne the same guy who made Supergirl part of the pocket dimension? God damn it, John Byrne. You ruined Wonder Woman, you ruined Supergirl, and your She-Hulk run fell off. Fuck you. Okay, moving on. Oh my god, Hawkman. I don't even want... Let's skip over Hawkman and skip over Zero Hour too. Nobody read Zero Hour. If you said you read Zero Hour, you are a liar. Okay, moving on. Infinite Crisis. So Infinite Crisis was the next reboot, okay? Zero Hour, not the next reboot, because nobody read it, so we're not going to talk about Zero Hour, but we are going to talk about Infinite Crisis. So Infinite Crisis said that actually... Well, it was actually confirmed at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths that the Superman and Lois of Earth 2, Alexander Luthor, the son of Lex Luthor on Earth 3, and Superboy Prime, the Superboy of Earth Prime, were actually survived in, guess what? A goddamn pocket dimension, okay? And they were watching the post-crisis universe unfold, and they were like, this sucks. The post-crisis universe sucks, and so guess what? Superboy Prime punched a hole out of the pocket dimension, shattering reality, and that rebooted the post-crisis continuity, alright? And it was so... I mean, I guess they need an explanation, but was this the right one? I don't know. Anyway, continuity was rebooted, and the DC heroes, they won, but Earth was never the same. In fact, it was now, also the multiverse was restored. 52 Earths now, instead of infinite ones. And Earth, instead of being post-crisis Earth, was now New Earth, okay? And stuff changed, like Wonder Woman was back to being a founding member of the Justice League. She didn't appear long after the other heroes, and Power Girl was no longer an Atlantean, stuff like that. And that was how it was, and everything was fine and dandy. Nothing bad ever happened. So, yeah, see, all these guys, they were back to being normal, and it was so awesome, and, you just gotta love society, and nothing bad would ever happen. Fuck me. Flashpoint. Okay, Flashpoint. Alright, so Jeff Johns, originally this story was not meant to be a reboot, but DC decided that it was going to be a reboot because just because. And so the plot of Flashpoint is that Barry Allen, this motherfucker, okay, first he's part of DC's first ever reboot, then he introduces the multiverse as a wider concept to DC, and then he issues in this new reboot, and it's like, what is with this man? Anyway, Flashpoint, if you haven't read the book, or, you didn't watch the movie, whatever, Barry goes back to save his mom for some reason and then comes back and everything's fucked because I guess, he didn't realize that time travel messes with everything. He was dead for 30 years, so I guess that makes sense. Whatever. Point is, Flashpoint, it fucked up the DC universe, and so then he went back in time to stop himself from saving his mom, and then he came back, and everything was fine and dandy. Except it wasn't. You see... Oh, shit. I skipped over all this stuff. Yeah, this is... Wow. I should have scripted this way better. Wait, this doesn't have a script. Anyway, the New 52 happened, okay? And just like how DC fused, the Earth X, Earth S, and Earth 4 into the main DC universe, the Vertigo universe and the Wildstorm universe were also fused into the main DC universe, and then they did a reboot, alright? And this was the New 52, okay? Two new, 252, and it was definitely something. The New 52 Earth, it had... Alright, let's just face it had issues, okay? Some of the characters were completely different. Like, Wonder Woman and the Teen Titans were completely different. It was so weird, okay? And some characters stayed pretty much the exact same. Green Lantern's lore did not change whatsoever. And Batman's lore stayed mostly the same. They just deleted, like, half of his female cast for some reason. And eventually, DC was like, this is kind of fucking stupid. So they did DC Rebirth. And so they fused the New 52 continuity with the New Earth continuity. Alright, so the New 52 Earth and the New Earth combined into one Earth, and stuff happened, because guess what? Dr. Manhattan it turned out that Flash didn't cause the Flashpoint. It was Dr. Manhattan, okay? Dr. Manhattan did it. He saw Flash do his multiverse thing, change the universe, and then he used that as an opportunity to change the world. So it wasn't Barry Allen's fault, it was Dr. Manhattan's fault, okay? And the reason that Dr. Manhattan, fixes everything back is because basically they're like, dude, you gotta stop this. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna fix everything. And so DC Rebirth happened, and now Earth is now Prime Earth, okay? And everything was relatively back to normal. For instance, the Teen Titans, their history, they added back a bunch of stuff from New Earth. And Wonder Woman, they just said that all of New 52 Wonder Woman, it was actually false memories. It never ever happened, except for the last part of it, which did happen. But then everybody said that was dumb, so they just stopped writing about it, which was a good idea. So pretty much, 90% of New 52 Wonder Woman was false memories, but the last 10%, DC just doesn't acknowledge it anymore, so it's basically 100%. Anyway, then Dark Knight's death metal happened. And in this one, guess what? The Infinite Multiverse is back. No more 52 Earths only. The Infinite Multiverse is back. And they also fuse elements of the post-crisis continuity and the New 52 continuity. Didn't they already do that? Yes, they did, but who cares? Then Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, and they brought back the Infinite Multiverse, and the New 52 continuity and the New Earth continuity were also fused again. Didn't that already happen? Yes, it did. They did the same thing 3 times. I don't know why. That's the end of the video. If you want to know anything about DC's continuity anymore, don't ask me any more questions. Shut the fuck up. I hate Barry Allen, and I hope he doesn't get his powers back, because he lost his powers in Absolute Power recently, and I hope he never becomes the Flash ever again. Fuck Barry Allen. Fuck the multiverse, and fuck reboots. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding at all. Why did I make this video?